Now the 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
On 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it.
All right, we're back. We're going to open up the phone lines here in the next segment. If you want to talk about Lot J, 641-1010. We're going to kick around some other sports concepts and rationalizations that are going on. There's so many different things going on in the sports world, so we'll hit on as many as we can. And at the end of this beef, I do think we're going to hand something out, and I think it's a pretty good one.
It's a decent prize today. One lucky
More
going
than decent,
to take home a 2021 First Tee of North Florida Tour card.
Yeah.
Offers discounts at wonderful area golf courses like Hidden Hills, Queens Harbor, Marsh Landing, King and Bear, Slammer and Squire.
I was thinking for Drew, who's a golf, fanatic now and plays like
prodigy, really.
I mean, he's not a prodigy, but he plays all the time, and he's into it, and he's getting better, and he's, getting clubs and making things happen. Something like that would be awesome for him,
Sure.
right?
Well, if you're interested in yourself, go check it out at tourcard.org.
I might have to tell him to, or I might snag one of those is what I might do, and then gift it to him after such a disappointing Christmas that I had with him. But that's neither here nor there, and we don't have time to get into that. ESPN's national championship game drew 18.7 million. That is terrible. The previous low was 21.4 for SC Oklahoma in 2004. So are people tired of Alabama and Ohio State and Clemson?
I would argue, yeah. Are people tired of LeBron and the Lakers?
I don't know.
Are people tired of
Maybe.
Are people tired of the Los Angeles Dodgers?
Yeah.
Every sports across the
There's
board,
no doubt.
every single time
Yeah.
have been bottomed out. I don't know if and we've had a range of suggestions as to why. Maybe some people don't have the money. They've cut the cable cord. Maybe
that's it.
I don't know. It seems like people have been home more. It seems like you would watch more. It'd be interesting to me to see our TV ratings in general tanking.
Yeah. There is trouble with the Wizard in Houston like we've never seen.
They're coming after Jack Easterby.
Andre Johnson, who speaks softly, but carries a big stick.
If you go through his Twitter timeline,
Yes.
it's literally just ads
Yes.
and promotions for like TV appearances. He doesn't say anything.
Nothing. But he is sort of Mr. Texan before JJ and Deshaun, right?
First into the Ring of Honor, I believe.
Yeah, he is like he's
great player.
And
Hall
he
of
was
Famer, probably.
Great
Yeah, because he
player.
was like what, maybe their second draft class.
Yeah,
like
he was
I mean,
tremendous
it was very
player.
early on.
Anyway, he said, if I'm Deshaun Watson, I'll stand my ground. The Texans organization is known for wasting players' careers. Since the Wizard, Jack Easterby, has walked into the building, nothing good has happened for the organization. And for some reason, someone can't seem to see what's going on. Pathetic. And then DeAndre Hopkins jumped in as well and said, listen to Dre, because Dre doesn't talk too much. So anyway, there is unrest in Houston, which is great news for us. And if we can get Deshaun Watson out of the division, that would be terrific as well. I'm not against that.
Immediate reaction, if you have any current or previous tie to the Jags, beat the streets. While people may be excited about Urban, there is not much excitement about Trent Baalke remaining in office as the GM. I think that would be, from a PR standpoint, I think it would be a mistake by
I don't know.
Sean.
I don't think these, with all due respect, because I remember Beef was like, I just don't want Baalke. And so I think Beef speaks for a lot of Jack fans, and I get that.
His track record in San Francisco is not great.
But it's Urban's show.
Yeah.
And if he has a relationship and feels comfortable with him, then I'm fine. To me, that's how I'm taking it. Like, Urban coming in would offset the Baalke rehire.
I guess, but why have to offset anything? Why not double the excitement?
Maybe Urban, that's maybe who Urban wants.
knows him?
Well, he's probably, my guess is he's probably met with
Jack
him.
Easterby may be available soon.
They could probably get Jack over.
Maybe
to the
Jack
Wizards.
Easterby goes in and with a Ouija board, or he literally puts some sort of hex or spell on those around him.
Yeah. So anyway, the Jack Easterby saga reigns in Houston, and it is fascinating to watch from afar.
Meanwhile, there are reports on Pro Football Talk that Urban, as soon as today, might accept the job. So it is that cut and dry. They've
think it is
offered the
today.
job to Urban at a certain price. He's contemplating, and then we go from there.
Yeah. I would agree. I think today's the day on Herbs, one way or the other. I'm just reading between the tea leaves. I'd 100% say, by the end of today, we know if Urban Meyer is going to be the coach of the Jaguars. Yay or nay. And it's time. And many people feel like sort of it's going to be a yay. So we shall see. It's clear that that's who they would prefer. Boy, I tell you what, Gators were dead in the water, man. 61-52, few minutes to go, 4 minutes left.
And 63-54 also was.
Yeah,
not that it matters. But they were down 9 with.
Yeah.
I thought
not much left.
I'd already dug the hole.
Yeah.
I hadn't quite lowered the body in and started covering it back with the dirt, but I was close.
Our guy Castleton.
He's a good player.
He almost had a triple-double.
No, he's a good
last
player.
night.
Yeah,
Where
would they be without him?
They'd be.
Hey, Juwan Howard. That guy can't help your team. That guy's got the smoothest.
I know.
Big man post moves that we've seen in Jacksonville. In Gainesville, maybe ever.
They may not need him up there. They went on a little 43-6 run against Whiskey last night.
Well, so the Gators
43-6.
Yeah, Wisconsin's supposed to be good.
Number 9, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I heard somebody say, Pross, we'll get back to the Gators in a second because it was obviously a big win, but it's going to be a tough year. It just every game.
They'll get. They didn't have Scotty Lewis last night.
Yeah.
I think that Russian kid needs to play a lot more.
Lost those 2 points,
huh? Well, exactly. but still, plays right.
Yeah.
You're better with him than without
Yeah,
him. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
You know where I stand on what exactly his impact has been versus expected. But
we haven't watched a ton. You would admit you're a college basketball fan. And you haven't watched as much as we would normally do because of the way the season started
and the way
getting canceled.
And football is on all the time.
Yes. So, but I've
watched every Gator game, though, but I haven't watched much of anybody else.
But I've gotten this. Would you take I'll take 4 teams and give you the field.
I'll take the field right now. You don't have to tell me who the 4 are. 100%. This year more than ever. Gonzaga looks awful good.
You want to do a dimer on it without me even telling you who the 4 are?
Well, I can probably tell you who the 4 are.
Who do you think the 4 are?
They are Gonzaga.
That is correct.
I can tell you've started. I don't know how long it's been going. You've started a love affair with Michigan.
That's
so you're
also
take
correct.
Michigan. You're going to take Baylor because they're very good.
Yep.
This is pretty good because I'm not referencing anything here. I'm just
no.
And I'd say your 5th is probably going to be. I think you're making a mistake throwing 4 in there. I don't think the 4th has any chance.
Well, I'm getting a 4th. Though.
Yeah. I would say. Let me think. ACC's down. Tennessee's the highest ranked team left. I don't think you're believing Tennessee like that.
No.
Who am I leaving out? Let's see. Kansas is be a mistake. They're no good this year.
Yeah.
Texas.
Iowa.
Yeah, Iowa. Yeah. Big 10. Big Matt Garza.
You want some of that action?
It's such a weird year. No, I'm not gonna.
I threw it out there.
But I would say we should almost have like a dime bet board light. Where it's noted,
this is just money.
Where it's noted.
Let's just do 50.
No, it's just noted who was right on a strongly dissenting opinion, without necessarily making them take a pie to the face.
Not the dime bet.
Start a ledger.
It's the penny slots.
There you go.
I'm not sitting at the blackjack table where it's $100 a chip. Okay.
Hey, I'm more like 5 a hand.
Yeah. But anyway, I heard that, and I thought, that I would take that. I think I've seen Gonzaga. I saw some Michigan last night. They're undefeated, by the way.
Michigan is?
Yes, I'm pretty sure. No?
That's their 3rd straight 19-plus point win over ranked opponent.
I did not know they were
undefeated. I think they're undefeated.
I thought
I might be wrong.
I knew Gonzaga was.
Baylor.
Michigan lost to. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. I don't know.
They're 11-0.
11-0.
Wow,
yeah.
good for you.
Rocking.
I'm Mr. College Basketball right now, and I'm throwing some facts and figures at you fast.
Dr. Hoops.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, shout out to the pollsters who apparently do know more about FSU basketball than we do.
Yeah.
They're not a top 5 or 10 team. They're really struggling. They returned to the court tonight. That's why I bring that up.
So anyway, but the Gators did pull out a win, and the Castleton kid is better than advertised. He has been dynamic. He had 21, 10, and 7 blocks last night, and it was a great comeback win for Florida, who will desperately try to get another win. I think Mississippi State's next, if I'm not mistaken, and so we'll see what happens. But it's going to be strap in, Gator fans.
You know what?
They're
going to be a bubble team. That's what they're going to be. They're going to. They'll like last night's game they had and they gave away. And
I'm glad you think that.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think you got 2 McDonald's All-Americans and a decently deep team. They'll have their moments. They'll beat a good team. Like they played Tennessee twice. They could beat them once.
At Mississippi State, then they have Tennessee at home, then they're at Georgia, then they have Vandy again. They get West Virginia. Virginia's good, right?
Yeah.
So, oh, boy. Yeah, this is tough. They got two. I don't know, Pros.
Well, they beat LSU, who's pretty good.
They did. But
they'll have shooting nights, Hick. They'll have a night where Locke goes 6 for 7 from 3.
Yeah.
They'll have that night. They have to make sure that they're the 4th best team in the SEC at least.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if they can, but that's what they have to do. And
I see it more of a middle of a road team. I don't know how. Like,
to me, they've been middle of the road, so that's why I think it'll be business as usual. Listen. To your point, though, that schedule there is a joke, dude. Tennessee's tough. You got to win those games. If you're any good.
I don't think they're any good.
Well, they're 6-3.
Yeah.
So they're not, any good, I guess, is a kind of a nebulous description.
Yeah. Anyway, so with that, lots of interviews and such happening in the NFL. Gus Bradley, our friend, former coach of the Jags here, has changed locations again.
Another Twitter boner from an NFL team shouts to the Raiders.
What?
They tweeted out, welcome to Vegas, Coach Bradley, who was in the photo, Ken Wisenhunt.
No.
That's terrible.
Come on.
What the hell are we doing?
Gus Bradley did not do a real good job in San Diego. He started out pretty good, but
Yeah.
their defense wasn't that great. Now he's dealt with a lot of injuries.
I guess what I remember about Gus, though, is that he conjured up a pretty good defense in that playoff game and beat the Ravens over there in Baltimore against Lamar.
About 3 years. I think I was on a cruise when that happened. That
was his first year there. So, but that's one thing I do remember about Gus. But anyway, we'll see. Had some talent, but they were always hurt, man. The Chargers just always are hurt. Derwin James hasn't made it through a season.
No,
yet.
he's been injured.
Good football player.
I saw that yesterday was the day that everybody did their way too early top 25, and by saying way too early, you're admitting that things are going to change between now and when the college football season kicks off. You find Georgia very highly touted in the top 5 everywhere. I've seen them as high as 3, even ahead of Alabama in one of the surveys. The Gators are, I think, 11th in one, maybe 15th in ESPN's. But they did get good news yesterday.
What do you got?
Well, I got Jeremiah Moon and Trey Dean returning.
Oh, yeah, that's
I
very
need
good.
those guys.
Yes.
I mean, we're already losing a lot on defense.
Trey Dean needs to be a safety.
Correct.
Or,
and he's not a terrible player.
No.
I think as a senior, he'll be decent. And
he's played a lot of football.
Moon hadn't played great, but he flashes
No, he's
here
good
or
to have
there.
in the rotation.
Yeah.
Those are two good games.
Yeah, so that helps.
I have a huge question to wrap it up with.
Okay.
And I went to last night. I went to high school basketball.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, I had a real good game. Actually went to watch Kentucky Jeff's boys play JV.
All right. And then stuck around for the varsity game?
Yeah, they play at Ponte Vedra, and Ponte Vedra is a very good program.
Okay.
And they
Dan's
were
doing some freelance recruiting for UNF.
Yeah, and they were playing Providence. Okay.
It's all perennial power.
Yeah, and Jimmy's got really good team. And Ponte Vedra's varsity get after it, too. I think they had only one loss this year, so it's really good basketball. But I did not know this, and I need someone to tell me this, and this may shock you. If you tell me you knew this, then my God. We don't start basketball games at the high school level anymore with a jump ball.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Why not?
I don't know.
COVID? Is it a COVID thing?
It can't be a COVID thing. That's what somebody says.
Well, they're banging.
They're playing.
I was being joking.
I know, but that's what somebody told me. I said, no, it's not a COVID thing. I don't know. They inbound the ball. They inbound the ball to start the game. There's no more jump ball to start a high school basketball game. And it's got to be new. Because I go to high school basketball games pretty much every year. I go shoot a game or two, but I don't know if I'm always there at the start. So maybe I don't see that. But is this a new phenomenon? One of you high school coaches out there, I need you to tell me, either on the text line or just call Beef and tell me what's the deal. I don't get it. I was surprised. And so they did it at the JV game, okay, Pros? And I'm like, oh, okay, maybe it's a JV thing. And then at the varsity game, same thing, inbound the ball. And I think Providence won both games. They were both good games last night and fun to watch. And there's a lot of good basketball players. I mean, we don't talk about high school basketball near like we talk about high school football or even high school baseball for that matter. But it was there are some good young basketball players on both Providence
Who won the game,
and
did you
Ponte
say?
Vedra. Providence won both games.
Okay.
Providence is really good this year. They've got a big guy who's going to Furman. They've got a kid I've watched grow up, Mason Lee, who's in the 6'6" now and can really shoot. I mean, there's some good basketball players. You got an answer?
Ask and you shall receive.
Thank you, friends.
It's a 1 year thing. It's a COVID issue.
It really is?
Yes.
You can't.
It's a 1 year thing.
Are you kidding?
That is
Why?
correct.
Why is that a COVID issue?
I don't know.
That is the stupidest
That's
thing.
the dumbest thing.
That is so
Is that
stupid.
FHSAA? It has to be.
Why? You play the whole
Did the
game.
city council pass that? Did the city council pass the jump off thing?
Not by a supermajority, Dan.
They've never played the game.
It has to be the city council who passed that. Wait a minute. I don't. How in the world?
By
Maybe
the
I'm
way,
missing something.
we sent out the rat signal to the 7, quote unquote council members.
Yeah.
Danny Beckton, Matt Carlucci, Randy DeFore, Garrett Dennis, Al Ferraro, Tommy Azzurri, and Joyce Morgan. They're the Buzzkills gang. They're the ones who, most of which don't know a damn thing about the particulars of it. By the way. They couldn't sit down and explain it to you. They could pretend like they were with some lost look in their eye. These put your clip-on ties and your short sleeve dress shirts and go about your business.
Yeah. Well. Listen, if you guys
killed Jacksonville.
Well, I hope
they killed
not.
it.
Gosh, I hope
Have
not.
you guys? Hey, by the way, if any of you cowards would call the radio program and we could hash this out, but I know that's too much to ask. Not when you can tweet some generic nonsense. But look, have any of you people been to Nashville or Pittsburgh or Baltimore, or anywhere else that decided they were going to leave the 70s behind in the last 50
St.
years?
Louis, with
but
that
not
wonderful
you,
district.
JAs.
Atlanta, great sports district around there.
But anyway, these are the 7. It's not just some ambiguous. These are the ones. They're on record. It's Danny Beckton. He hates you. Matt Carlucci doesn't care about the Jags. Randy DeFore gave you the middle finger. Garrett Dennis, well, he hates Lenny Curry, so that's enough. Al Ferraro should have stuck to designing cars. Tommy Azzurri, you had your chance, bro.
Yeah.
You were the mayor. You're not the one that built the Skyway Express, are you? That was a great visionary endeavor that Jacksonville made. I don't know if that was you, but you're part of that old school that made those kind of great decisions. And then finally, Joyce Morgan, who I'm sure is just full of entrepreneurial business ideas.
We ripped down the ramps on the Hart Bridge, right?
The Hart Expressway, yeah.
Hart Expressway.
Vision. That's more of the vision.
That
I
costs
think
money.
next year we tear down the whole bridge.
Is that what we're going to do? Just let people swim across?
It opens up the viewpoint.
All right, let's do this. Let's again, if you want to call 641-1010, if you want to talk about Lache, we'll return to that. Get a little more of that in.
In fact, we'll take your
up.
calls when we return.
That's what I just said.
Oh, well, we
Stay
say
with
that
me.
all the time.
Stay
It sounds
with
like a
me.
cliche.
Stay with me. 641-1010, and what caller you want to do, Pros?
Stay with me. 3.
13.
3 for what beef?
Number 44.
Going to take home
Number 78.
a 2021
Have fun, beef.
First Tee of North Florida tour card. That's good for great discounts and wonderful area courses like Hidden Hills, Queens Harbor, Marsh Landing, the King and Bear, and the Slammer and Squire. For more information on how to support the First Tee by purchasing your tour card, go to tourcard.org.